Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome here if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. I'm so very happy that you're here with me and that you can join me today as I open my package from Oneness Emporium. I am Sunique if you've not been here before, so let's just crack on and open this beauty up. Okay. Oh, it's heavy. So I ordered this 3 days ago, so it hasn't taken long to get here. Okay, so let's open this beauty. Ooh, she sent me a tote bag. Yay! Okay, so 3 decks. The Runes and Roots Oracle, the Coven Oracle, and the Codex. Look at the box here. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And we've got the Fiona Horn Coven Oracle. I always have my other Fiona Horn deck out by me. It's right on the settee next to me. Always has been since the day I bought it. And that's this deck, the Lost Oracle. Beautiful deck. Right, so I've got high hopes for this one. Doesn't this look like this? Oh, up from the red. So Runes and Roots Oracle, 36 card deck and guidebook by Nicolette Miel and Adrienne Rossi. Okay. Fiona one. And this one is so special. This is by the same person that did the Earth Magic Oracle, which I unboxed not so long ago. And then Cheryl has kindly sent me a tote bag, and it says, look at this wizard, I am magical. Made in India. Cotton. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you, Cheryl. Much appreciated. I shall be using that. Yes, I shall. Let's look at the Coven Oracle. So as well as the Lost Oracle, I've also got the Dark Magic Oracle by Fiona Horn. So now I have 3 decks by Fiona Horn. Well, quite different actually, but all fantastic. I'm not sure if I've done a walkthrough of the Dark Magic Oracle. This is another rock pool deck. They are all rock pool decks. But as you can see, I do use this deck. It's not going to be in order, but yeah. Be free to know you are loved. Fly. Nice message, isn't it? Fly. Same sort of guidebook. So if you want, I can do a side-by-side of all 3 of Fiona Horn's decks. Just let me know if that's something you'd like me to do. So this is Rock Pool deck, Fiona Horn, 2-part box, thumb cut out. This is the back, create true connection. And we'll zoom in here. The Coven Oracle is your key to connecting magically, whether you're circling with others or walking solitary beneath the stars. Oh, that's nice. This deck supports witches in the sometimes messy, always transformative experience of Coven life. It's also for Coven curious or those seeking deeper communion with their craft. From ritual spaces to everyday places, in your hands are the threads that weave witches together. Now, what drew me to this deck is the artwork, because it reminded me of the Magical Botanical, as does this, actually. You know, the Magical Botanical deck? Forge your magical path. Oh, it's beautiful green gloss here, very much like Seasons of the Witch oracles. That's what this reminds me of. Look at the guidebook, which is 124 pages. Digital Coven. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so introduction, how to use the cards. This is a brand new deck, 2026. And then we've got the oracle cards themselves. So there's the introduction. We have about the author, about the illustrator. This looks like a book. Is this a book? Yes, this deck is a magical companion to my book, Coven Where Witches Gather. Ah, so there is a book. How to use the cards, consecrating and cleansing them. A blessing for them. Solo blessing and preparation. Spreads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spreads. So one card's a couple of 1 card spreads. Oh, there's more. 9, 10. Final offering. Okay, there's quite a few spreads there. So we get quite a bit for the Circle of Truth, and then okay, it's a page and a half of text. Yeah, page and a half of text. Lovely. Let's look at the cards, because I think these are going to be beautiful. Meet the divine mysteries of witchcraft. We've got this beautiful green edging. Sorry about the lighting, the sun is going in and out. But at least it's around. Okay, wisdom, perception, communion, circle of truth. The circle's empty, look. These branches. Collaboration, intention, devotion. I'm climbing up this altar here. These are stunning. Shadow dance. Oh, truth revealed, transmutation, so we can transmute those shadows. Web of connection. Oh, this is gorgeous. Chalice of boundaries. Space, honour, integrity. Flame of attraction. Wow. Desire, passion and alchemy. Oh. Cosmic harmony. Oh, this is beautiful. Alignment, synergy, influence. Oh. Art of balance. This is yin yang energy, isn't it? Equilibrium, accord and grace. Oh, beauty. Secret fire. Spark, sanctity and purpose. Seasonal rites, cycle, earth rites and rebirth. Coven code. Code. Ethics, honesty and accountability. Dream weaving, enchantment, vision and prophecy. Love, listening. Empathy, compassion and understanding. This sort of reminds me of comforting our inner teenager. So you're still in there. Crossroads, clarity, release, independence. Look at this. Oh, being watched over there. Magical exchange, reciprocity, co-creation and growth. These feathers, and using their magical practice. Ancestral roots, legacy, lineage and nurture. Retreat, reflect and bloom in the sanctuary of solitude. The hermit energy there in the mountains. Hermit's cave. The long weave, slow craft, endurance and joy. Mirror of the journey. Reflection, possibility, multiverse. Oh. Familiar path, affinity, bond and kinship. Earth guardians, stewardship, valour and action. Peace, practice, presence, service and resonance. So it's figures again. Wild within, instinct, earth, love. Sacred union, balance, polarity, genesis. Circle choice, identity, respect, embodiment. I in the void, mystery, trance, surrender. The hollow, all potential, emergence. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, very interesting. Reaper's gift, shed, believe, become. Trickster's blessing, delight, play, liberate. Threshold, rise, be seen, belong. Digital cauldron, sacred code, connect. very modern. Torchbearer, guide, anchor, inspire. Return to the Coven. Forgive, align, and harmony. Wow. Coven craft, create, collaborate, enchant. The unwritten spell. Conjure, listen, cast. Oh, wow. Power of hex. Protect, dismantle, transform. Got the snake energy there, transformation. These bones. Ooh. Oh, it's a strong card. That was the last card. Okay, let's draw one and have a look at the guidebook here. Look at these bags. So good. Amazing. Ancestral roots. Card 16. So we get a picture of the card in black and white, but they are black and white anyway. Ancestral roots and legacy, lineage, nurture, which is on the bottom of the card. It says for the Coven, and then for you. So if you are in a Coven, and then if you are solo. Okay, so if you're in a Coven, ancestral roots invite your Coven to explore and honour the lineages that run beneath your magical path. This is a time to look deeper into family stories, cultural traditions, ancient languages, and forgotten rites. When we trace the threads of where we come from, we remember the power of those who walked before us. We honour their triumphs, we learn from their mistakes, and receive their wisdom as nourishment. The image on this card is of a great tree whose trunk holds the human form, the living embodiment of ancestry, with its thick roots supporting and feeding smaller trees. This speaks to the truth that we are each part of a living lineage, nourished by the wisdom and experiences of those who came before. The Coven is being called to draw strength from these roots, not to stay stuck in the past, but to feel fortified by it. This card may also be a call for your Coven to examine what legacy you are co-creating now. As you work together, what are you planting for future generations of witches? Are you consciously shaping a path others may one day walk? Be aware, just as you are nourished by the roots of your ancestors, your own actions now will one day become someone else's foundation. And then for you, when choosing or nurturing your place within a Coven, seek those who honour and respect their roots. Ancestral knowledge can ground and empower collective practice in profound ways. You may also consider researching your own ancestral roots. Communicate with and honour those who came before. Even if they were troubled souls, look for the lessons, for the lineage, for the links, and feel inspired and empowered by what you discover. When this card appears, it's time to be nurtured and nourished by the past. Do the research, be inspired, be challenged, be expanded, and also reflect on what kind of legacy you're leaving behind. What thread are you weaving into the art of creation? What is your contribution to this ever-evolving sacred design? Whether you're in a Coven or whether you're practicing solo. This is the Coven Oracle by Fiona Horn, Rockpool Publishing. Okay, so now let's look at the Runes and Root Oracle. So this is 36 cards and guidebook. So I have done a walkthrough of the Magical Botanical Oracle. This is the guidebook here. Well, it's actually not a guidebook, it's a journal. So I just thought, look at that. I really think those two decks go together, so I'm going to have to get it out of my collection, bring it back into practice, and maybe we can work alongside it. Botany and runes, because this is runes and roots, so it's sort of along the same lines really, isn't it? So it's a 2-part box by Destiny Books. Size, there's no thumb cut out. That's the inside of the box. It's damaged a little bit, unfortunately. In 2025, we have a prologue introduction about the deck, connection and care, how to cast this oracle, and then the runes. So I did do a walkthrough of another rune deck, didn't I, not so long ago? I can sense a theme, but I do like runes. Okay, so we've got the different eights. First, second, third, blind and ritual cards. So I have a bind rune, and that's when two runes are together to make a third, to make a different energy. So I've got this one and this one bound together on my ankle. Oh, I've got an offering. About the deck. The overall atmosphere of the runes and roots oracle feels as if the cards were pulled from the dusty shelves of a crone's woodland cottage. Ooh, lovely. So how to cleanse and charge the deck. How to cast the oracle. Oh, there's an interview. What is the reason you've come into my life? What are you here to teach me? What do you need from me? What is our combined potential? What are your strengths? What are your limitations? Quite common spread. Little tree spread. Yeah, there's quite a few spreads in here. And then into the cards themselves. So we get a picture of the card. Keywords, reversals. All about the rune, all about the plant, and then a contemplation. Okay, so I will be looking at my runes. They aren't numbered. Yeah, none of them are numbered. So there's no real order to them. But we know what they are because we've got them. The words on the bottom, so we can go to the index at the front here and find it in the guidebook, and we can see the order of the cards from the guidebook as well if we need to, if that's something you want to do. So I'll just go through these. I won't go through them too slowly because you can pretty much see what's going on here. Got Babery, Jupiter, the moon and Jupiter. Oh, I've got a look. I think it is because we've got abundance and increase, which is Jupiter, isn't it? And it's a waxing moon. It is actually telling us about that. Yeah, it tells us Jupiter, and it tells us it's a waxing moon. So it is referenced in the guidebook. That's great. Not going to be on every card by the looks of things, but we have keywords for the rune. We got the thorns. This rune always reminds me of a thorn. Yeah. Yeah, there's other symbols here as well, which will be explained in the guidebook. Dawn of Lavender, Deadly Nightshade, skull. That skull almost looks like a pumpkin. Ivy. Oh, I'm having such trouble with ivy at the moment. These are the backs of the cards. Gorgeous. These closed eyes here. Isa. Honeysuckle. There's a lot of skulls as well in this deck, isn't there? Here was the yew, Durdley tree. Pulling back the curtain. See that night sky through the keyhole. These shields. It's one of my rooms, so I'll keep that out. And that one is the other one. So I have those as a bind room. St. John's wort and the fig tree. Yes. Rosemary. Come back to planets as well. I love willow trees. Look at this sleeping eye. An open eye. These are sort of metallic, the actual runes themselves. You can see that. His hands, little hands holding. Oh, his sock raising up. We've got bind rune. See, that is that rune there with. Oh, so it's the two runes together to form a different energy and brought together. Sabbath. Poison. Yeah, this is really great that they've got the bind runes. A rebel dandelion, yeah, dandelion is very much a rebel plant, isn't it? Oh, look at this diving in. See, apple tree. Rose. Oh, that's a manifest rune. Initiation, these mushrooms, these eyes. Oh. I was going through quite quickly to see if they got my bind rune, but it's not in here. That's okay. I'm going to look at these two cards, because these make up my own bind rune. So Tiwas, Tear, sometimes it's called Tear. Yeah, look, bind rune. So it seems they go in alphabetical order, I think, within their ayats. Okay, so this one is a second ayat, and this is a third ayat. And St. John's wort. So the keywords: sun, light, vitality, higher self, success, victory, wisdom, benevolence, good health and healing. The reversals, well, it cannot be reversed. Through gaps in leafy canopies, golden rays of sunlight kiss the ground. The vital energy of the sun, harnessed by Zwilla and St. John's wort, is life-affirming and divine, a source of nourishment for all beings. The message here is one of hope, inspiration and prosperity. So look on the bright side, literally. This sunny duo fosters blessings by highlighting the strengths that cultivate success and joy. Allow yourself to bask in their healing energies. Take comfort in their warmth and discover a genuine sense of peace in their sanctuary of light. So Zwilla, the rune of the sun, is a symbol of blessings, light, warmth, good health and success, composed of vital solar energy. So Willow is one of the skilled healers of the Elder Voltark along Urus. It represents the divine spark in us, a reminder that we are all sources of light in the infinite darkness of the cosmos. St. John's wort, and we've got the alternative name. The presence of St. John's wort is strongly repellent against malicious beings and harmful energies. It provides protection from storms, whether they are raging outside or within one's mind. This solar plant is an advocate for mental wellness, often used as a medicine for depression and anxiety. And the contemplations. What are the blessings in my life? Do I take them for granted? You can journal on that. And then 40 was, which is victory. The keywords are warrior, victory, courage, bravery, justice, activism, divine masculine, honour, leadership, triumph and virility. Reversals: cowardice, failure, dishonour, injustice. This is a tale of valour and virtue, of the spear-tipped rune he was, and its wise companion, the fig tree. By your side, their energies courageously march into battle, knowing your cause is noble and just. It's very Sagittarian energy, and I am Sun in Sagittarius, which is why I chose these two cards. The Sun in Sagittarius. Yeah, anyway, a triumph awaits you, and recognition of the sacrifices that warfare demands. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the willingness to feel fear and still take action. The message from Tiwaz and Fig Tree is this: you possess incredible strength and bravery, and you're capable of impressive feats, so keep your head held high and raise your sword to the sky as you lead the way to victory. Tiwaz is the rune of the Norse god Tyr, Tyr, a respected warrior and loyal member of the Osea. In an act of selflessness, Tyr offered his hand as a sacrifice to ensure the binding of the Fenrir wolf and the safety of the gods. Tiwaz encompasses the traits of the noble warrior, as well as victory, justice, and sacrifice. The fig tree. The wise fig tree is a symbol of good luck, knowledge, and bravery. It is associated with male sexual potency, physical strength, enduring stamina, and unwavering resilience. Within the practice of divination, the leaves and fruits are employed to connect individuals to their innate wisdom and higher self. Contemplation. When in my life have I demonstrated courage? Okay, so beautiful. And think of a couple of decks I might use this alongside. One being that magical botanical. I'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's going to add to my knowledge of the runes and of botany. So let's look at this Codex beauty. The box within the box. There's a lot of packaging. But that really reminds me of William Morris. So. Oh, it's linen. Guidebook, the emergence of the Codex, so how it came about. Look at this. Oh, and then into the card straight away. So we get an image of the card and a write-up and a reversed. Okay, but we don't get an image of the card on everyone. In fact, we don't get an image of the card. That is just me not reading it properly. There we go. So that is the card for clairvoyance. So we just get that first one. Yeah, we do. We just get that first card there, clairvoyance, card 1. I don't see any numbers on these cards. No, there's no numbers on the cards. So we would have to... How's this going to work? Yeah, we'd have to go to this index to find the number of the card, to find it in the guidebook. So they're not in alphabetical order, so you're going to have to go to the guidebook to find the entry. Okay, so I'll link below the other decks that I'm mentioning that I've done walkthroughs on, one of them being the Earth Magic. And so this is so similar to clairvoyance. Those okay, you are the problem, blame shifter, watching them, psychic interference, Macaluvian, fear us, it's time, black sun, trinity of death, nobody knows, it's time, sympathy minor, mind control, I think I've done them all, Verpis Dick, age of outrage. Now, if you look at my hands, okay, they are absolutely covered in lines, absolutely covered. They are a palm reader's nightmare, my hands, and they have been this way since the day I was born. And so it was said that I was an old soul because of that. But yeah, they've always been like that, covered in little lines. Anyway, enough about me, let's look at the deck. Yeah, linen cardstock. These are the backs. Oh, it's beautiful. This is an indie deck. We've got telepathy. That's staring competition. Enchantment. Transparent, aren't they, some of these images? Omen. Ooh. What? That is amazing. Oh my days, that is absolutely, that's taken my breath away. Ascension. Yeah, climbing to the top there. Cosmos. Witcher. Wow. There's some very strong imagery in this deck. Alignment. Awareness. Such intricate artwork. Oh, Harbinger. That arrow. Viriditas. Don't know what that means. We do have keywords. We get 3 keywords for each card. So Viriditas is vitality, renewal, and living force. Remembrance. The clock strikes 2. Oh, communion. Oh, wow. Transfiguration. Phoenix energy. Cult. Anguish. Oh. Look at this, hanging. This is another deck where there's going to be a lot of details to delve into. Teleportation. The seer. Apparition. Oh, that's clever. Metaphysics. The sacred shapes there. Sacred geometry. Oh, automaton. Nostalgia. Bit of Leonardo da Vinci there. Cataclysm. Transformation. Justice. Transmission. Look at the circle. And the pyramid as well. Oh, oh, Watcher. Awakening. Tribulation. Those war planes, I think they may be. Enigma. Transcendence. Presence. Qualia. Demagogue. Alchemy. Codex Gnosis. Order. Perception. Confusion. Atonement. Judgment. Transmutation. Soul. Wisdom. Prophecy. Hierarchy. Guidance. Connection. 2 halves of the body there. Crucible. Telesthesia. Salvation. Celestial. Adam and Eve. Equilibrium, Gnosis, Earth, Fire, Air, Water, Revelation, Plague of Truth, Failure of Man, Martyr, Immortal, quite slippy, yeah, very slippy, Death, Suppression, Origin, Veiled. Well, these are going to be some deep unpacking of the system, I think. Now we'll look at Omen. I want to see the guidebook entry for this card. It's Warning, Threshold and Revelation. A figure emerges from darkness bearing signs that cannot be ignored. Omen is the language of fate made visible, the moment when the unseen presses into form. This card speaks of signals arriving through symbols, disruptions or unease, urging awareness rather than fear. An omen does not predict doom, it announces a turning point. Something old is loosening its grip, something new is approaching with force and intention. When this card presents itself, pay attention to anomalies and interruptions. Repeated images, sudden obstacles or strong gut reactions are messengers, not accidents. You are standing at a threshold where choice matters. The warning is not punishment but preparation. Read the signs carefully and respond with wisdom rather than denial. What you acknowledge now can be navigated with power instead of shock. And then we've got a reversed meaning. Ignored warnings, delayed recognition, or false alarms may cloud judgment. You may be resisting what you already sense. Slow down and reassess before moving forward blindly. And then it says, the signs are present. Notice what feels charged or urgent and let awareness guide your next step before events decide for you. Not as bad as it seems, hey? Okay, so that was my first look at the Codex. Oh, the art of divination. Let's put them back in the box. This is the inside, this is the passage. I like that, this is the passage. I wonder what it says on the other side. It just involves removing this seal, and I don't really want to do that. But there is a little image in the bottom, or should it be top of the box? Yeah. And it's one of those boxes that are brilliantly made. So at the top it's like a normal top box, but here, can you see this line here? You can actually fold it out so you can get the cards out easier. But you don't want to break the seal. Those were the 3 decks that were in my order from Oneness Emporium. So thank you so much for watching and so much for being here. Please join me again. Bye friends, bye.